everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're tackling a topic that a lot of you have been asking about ITO trends in 2024.
Definitely a hot topic.
Yeah, you guys are thinking ahead, which is smart because things are moving so fast in this landscape.
Absolutely.
We've got a great excerpt called Pasted Text that really breaks down these trends and the overall outlook.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So are you ready to kind of jump in and get into it?
Let's do it. I think, ITO, it's not just about cutting costs, shipping jobs overseas anymore.
Right.
It's really becoming this strategic powerhouse.
Okay, so paint the picture for us a little bit. Like what's the state of ITO right now?
Well, for starters,
Yeah.
The projected growth is huge.
Yeah.
It's a 7.7% CAGR between 2023 and 2028.
Wow.
Which is a fancy way of saying it's expected to grow steadily and significantly.
Okay.
So, this tells us that businesses aren't just dipping their toes in the water here,
Right.
They're diving in head first. They see it as a strategic advantage, not just a way to save a few bucks.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And speaking of diving in, let's talk about some of these specific trends that are really making waves right now.
Sure.
First up, we've got AI and automation. They're kind of like the rock stars of ITO right now.
Yeah, they are.
So what's driving this popularity?
Well, it's really about efficiency and also tackling more complex tasks,
Okay.
AI can take over that repetitive coding that no one wants to do, can predict when systems need maintenance, even sift through mountains of data to find those trends that humans might miss.
Wow.
And, that frees up your internal teams to focus on the big picture strategy stuff.
Right. So it's not just replacing jobs, it's making those jobs kind of more strategic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so next up, we've got the Cloud Express leaving the station. Everyone's talking about cloud-centric ITO. Why is this such a game changer?
Well, because it changes the way ITO providers operate
Yeah.
and also the benefits that you can get as a client.
Okay.
So for providers, they need to become experts in managing all these different cloud platforms, like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure.
Right.
They're not just managing servers anymore. They're orchestrating this whole digital ecosystem.
That's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
And for you, this means that you can access, potentially top-notch cloud solutions without the headache of building and managing everything yourself.
That's huge. It really levels the playing field, I think, for smaller companies especially.
Oh, yeah.
Gives them access to tech that they might not have otherwise had.
Exactly.
Okay. And speaking of kind of leveling up, cybersecurity has become a major focus in ITO.
Huge.
Not just a nice to have anymore, right?
No, absolutely not. It is a core offering now.
Yeah, okay.
Cyber attacks are getting more sophisticated by the day.
Right.
So ITO providers really have to step up their game.
Right?
They're investing in, advanced security tech, highly skilled cybersecurity professionals.
Yeah.
For you, this means peace of mind. You're getting expert protection for your data and your systems, which is priceless these days.
It is. It's almost like having your own personal digital bodyguard. I like it. Okay, here's an interesting twist, though. While offshoring is still around, nearshoring and onshoring are gaining momentum.
Yeah.
What's driving this shift?
Well, think about it. Time zones, culture data concerns. These are all factors. Working with a provider in a similar time zone can just streamline communication, make project management easier.
That makes sense.
Shared cultural values can make for smoother collaboration.
Sure.
And as data privacy regulations get stricter, keeping data closer to home might just be more appealing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it's not one size fits all anymore.
Nope.
It's about having options and choosing the approach that really aligns with your business.
For sure.
And speaking of shifting approaches, let's talk about how ITO contracts themselves are evolving.
Okay.
We're seeing a move away from this time and materials and towards outcome-based models.
Yeah.
What does this mean for someone like me?
Well, it's a big shift in mindset. Instead of paying for hours worked, you're paying for results.
Yeah.
You define your business goals, and the ITO provider is responsible for delivering on those outcomes.
So it's more of a partnership.
Exactly. Much stronger alignment between your business objectives and the services that are provided.
So you're really working together towards that shared vision.
Yes, and this shift towards outcome-based models, I think, reflects the increasing maturity and sophistication of the industry.
It makes sense.
It's about moving beyond just outsourcing tasks and focusing on achieving, tangible business value.
Yeah. Okay, let's get real for a second, though.
Sure.
While all this sounds exciting, there are also challenges facing ITO.
Of course, you're right. It's not all smooth sailing.
Right.
There are a few hurdles that both providers and clients have to navigate.
Okay.
One of the biggest is the skills shortage.
Yeah.
The tech world is moving at warp speed, and it's tough to find people with the right expertise,
Right.
especially in things like AI, cybersecurity, cloud computing.
It's like trying to hit a moving target.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so what are companies doing to kind of overcome this challenge?
Well, they're getting creative.
Yeah.
They're investing heavily in training and development programs,
Yeah.
offering competitive salaries and benefits to attract top talent,
Sure.
and they're exploring, alternative talent models like remote work and gig-based employment.
So it's not just about finding the right people, it's about creating the right environment for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so then there's data privacy and compliance.
Oh,
With
yes.
GDPR, CCPA becoming stricter, it's more complex than ever to keep data secure, especially when dealing with international transfers and all that.
For sure.
It's like navigating a maze with constantly shifting walls.
It is.
So how are ITO providers adapting to this evolving landscape?
Well, they're investing in robust data security measures,
Mhm.
establishing clear compliance policies and staying up to date on the latest regulatory changes.
Okay.
For clients, this means asking those tough questions
Yeah.
about data security practices and making sure you're working with someone who has a solid track record.
Don't be afraid to ask those hard questions.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And then let's not forget about geopolitical uncertainties,
Oh, yeah.
global tensions, trade wars, political instability, all of that
Right.
can really disrupt supply chains, impact costs, make planning for the future tricky.
Yeah, it's like trying to predict the weather in a hurricane.
Exactly. So what can ITO providers do to mitigate these risks?
Well, they're focusing on building resilient and flexible operations.
Okay.
That might involve diversifying their geographic footprint, having those contingency plans in place, and being prepared to adapt quickly.
Okay, so being prepared for anything.
Exactly. And then there's the classic challenge, balancing cost and quality.
Of course.
Everyone wants the best service at the lowest price.
Right. It's like finding a unicorn.
It is. It really is.
So how do you strike that balance?
It's a delicate dance. It requires open communication, clear expectations, and a willingness to compromise on both sides.
Yeah.
Clients need to be realistic about what they can afford. Providers need to be transparent about their pricing.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about finding that win-win solution.
So building that relationship on trust and mutual understanding.
Exactly. And when you have that foundation, you can work together to navigate those challenges and seize those opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, this has been a great overview of kind of the current state of ITO.
Yeah,
We've covered a lot of ground,
we have.
from the key trends to the challenges. But what does the future hold?
Good question.
That's what we're going to get into next. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into this exciting world of emerging technologies and their impact on ITO.
It's going to be a wild ride.
It is.
Get ready for a glimpse into the future because we're talking emerging technologies.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, 5G edge computing, quantum computing. These are all poised to revolutionize the ITO landscape.
Okay, so first up, 5G. Everyone's hyped about these lightning fast speeds. But how will it actually impact ITO, like beyond just, making downloads faster?
Right. Well, think about it. 5G enables this whole new level of connectivity.
Oh,
We're talking about the Internet of Things, where everyday objects are connected to the Internet, sending data.
Right.
That's a massive amount of information. And ITO providers can help companies manage that complexity and turn that data into insights.
Okay, so it's not just about speed, it's about the volume of data that we can collect and analyze.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, next up, edge computing. What is it and why should we care?
So imagine this. You're playing a video game that requires split-second decisions.
Okay.
If all the processing is happening in some far-off cloud, there's going to be lag.
Right.
That's where edge computing comes in.
Yep.
It brings the processing power closer to the source,
Okay.
like right to your device.
So in the ITO world, this means faster response, times better security, and smoother user experience. So it's like having a mini data center, like right where the action is happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That makes sense for things like, self-driving cars or remote surgery where every millisecond counts.
Absolutely. Those are perfect examples.
Okay, now let's talk about the big one, quantum computing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest, this one feels a bit like science fiction to me.
It's definitely mind-bending.
Yeah.
Quantum computers, they use the principles of quantum mechanics to solve problems that are just impossible for even the most powerful classical computers.
Wow.
We're talking about breakthroughs in drug discovery materials, science, financial modeling, things that could revolutionize entire industries.
That's huge, but how does this tie back to ITO? Are we going to be outsourcing quantum computing tasks anytime soon?
Well, it's early days, but ITO providers are already exploring how they can leverage quantum computing to create new solutions for their clients.
Okay.
Imagine using quantum algorithms to optimize logistics, personalize customer experiences, or even predict market trends with unprecedented accuracy.
It sounds like we're on the cusp of a major technological leap forward.
We are. It's an exciting time.
It is. So the message is clear. ITO isn't just about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about riding the wave of innovation.
Absolutely. And as we become more reliant on technology, sustainability becomes a crucial consideration.
Yeah, right. It's not just about saving money anymore. It's about saving the planet.
Exactly.
So how is the ITO industry responding to this growing demand for sustainability?
Well, ITO providers are stepping up. They're implementing eco-friendly practices throughout their operations.
Okay.
This can involve everything from using energy-efficient data centers and optimizing cloud usage to, reduce energy consumption,
Yeah.
to promoting remote work policies, to minimize commuting and travel.
So it's about weaving sustainability into the very fabric of ITO.
Exactly. It's got to be part of the DNA.
Okay, shifting gears slightly. Let's talk about the future of the workforce.
Okay.
We've all heard about the rise of the gig economy and remote work.
Right.
But how is this impacting the ITO landscape specifically?
Well, that traditional 9-to-5 office model is becoming a thing of the past.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And ITO providers are embracing these more flexible talent models to attract and retain top talent.
Okay.
They're offering remote work options, flexible schedules, even engaging gig workers for specialized projects.
So it's about casting a wider net and finding the best talent regardless of location.
Exactly. Location is becoming less and less important.
That makes sense in today's globalized, digitally connected world.
It does. And this shift towards more, agile and flexible work models, it's likely to continue as the demand for those specialized skills intensifies.
Right, especially in areas like AI, cybersecurity, cloud computing, all the stuff we've been talking about.
Exactly. All the high areas.
Okay, so it's not just about technology, it's about adapting the way we work.
It is. It's about evolving.
It sounds like the ITO industry is going through a pretty significant transformation.
It is. It's a really dynamic time to be in this space.
It is. And one of the most exciting aspects of this transformation, I think, is this shift from transactional relationships to true innovation partnerships.
I agree. That's huge.
Yeah, we touched on this earlier. It's about moving beyond simply outsourcing tasks and toward a more collaborative approach.
Exactly. Companies are realizing that ITO providers can be valuable partners in driving innovation.
Yeah.
They're looking for providers who can bring fresh perspectives, innovative solutions, and a deep understanding of their industry.
So it's about seeing ITO providers as an extension of their own team.
Exactly. Working together towards a shared vision.
That's a really powerful shift in mindset.
It is, and it requires a different approach from both the client and the provider.
Okay.
Clients need to be open to sharing their business challenges and their goals.
Yeah.
And providers need to be willing to go beyond just delivering services.
Yeah.
And become true strategic advisors.
So it's about building a relationship based on trust, transparency, and a shared commitment to innovation.
Absolutely. You got it.
Okay, so we've talked about the big picture, the trends, the challenges, the future of ITO.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have, but before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to bring it back to something a little bit more personal.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So we've discussed all these fascinating advancements and shifts happening in the ITO industry.
All right.
But what does it all mean for you, the listener?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is, how will these trends impact your industry, your business, your career?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's something we should all be thinking about.
Exactly.
Because the future of ITO is not just some abstract concept.
Right.
It's something that will shape the way we work and live in the years to come.
Exactly. So take some time to reflect on what we've discussed today.
Yeah, think about how these trends might play out in your specific field.
Will AI automate some of your tasks?
Will you need to upskill to stay ahead of the curve?
It's about being proactive and preparing for the future.
Because the world of ITO is evolving rapidly. And those who embrace change and adapt will be the ones who thrive.
Well said. And on that note, we'll take a quick pause and come back to wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts. And we are back for the final part of our ITO deep dive. My head is spinning with all of these possibilities.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to process.
It is, but it's so exciting.
It is exciting. ITO is no longer just a back office function.
Yeah.
It's a driving force of innovation and transformation.
Yeah, and as we wrap things up, I kind of want to circle back to one of the most talked about trends, this rise of AI in ITO.
Sure.
It's this game changer that everyone's whispering about.
It is.
But what does it actually mean for businesses on the ground?
Well, think of AI as a superpowered assistant for ITO providers.
Okay.
It can analyze mountains of data to identify patterns and trends that humans might miss.
Right.
And that helps providers optimize systems, predict potential issues before they arise, and even personalize customer experiences.
So it's not just about automating tasks,
Yeah.
it's making those tasks smarter. Yeah.
Exactly, taking ITO to a whole new level of intelligence and efficiency.
Can you give us a concrete example of how this might play out in the real world?
Sure. So imagine a company using an ITO provider to manage its IT infrastructure.
Okay.
With AI, the provider can monitor the system in real time, identify potential issues before they cause downtime.
Okay.
Maybe a server's overheating or a network connection is unstable.
Right.
AI can flag these problems early on, allowing the provider to take corrective action before it impacts the company's operations.
That's awesome. So it's like having this digital guardian angel watching over your systems 24/7.
Pretty much.
And it's not just about keeping things running smoothly. AI can also unlock new opportunities for innovation.
For sure. Think about AI-powered chatbots that can handle those routine customer service inquiries,
Right.
freeing up human agents to focus on those more complex issues.
Right. Or AI algorithms that can analyze customer data to personalize marketing campaigns.
Exactly, leading to higher conversion rates, increased customer satisfaction.
So working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, that's what ITO is all about, right? Finding ways to leverage technology to improve those business outcomes.
You got it.
But of course, with any powerful technology, there are also, important considerations.
Of course.
We need to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly, ethically,
Right.
with a focus on data privacy and security.
Those are all critical factors.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the people and the principles behind it.
Absolutely.
They need to be mindful of the potential impact on jobs and ensure that, its benefits are shared widely.
For sure. It's a conversation we need to be having.
Yeah. So as we conclude our ITO deep dive, here's the final thought we want to leave you with.
Okay.
As AI becomes more integrated into ITO, it's not just something happening out there, It's something that will impact every industry, every business, every individual.
Well, it's time to start thinking about how AI will shape your future.
Yeah.
Will you embrace the opportunities it presents? Will you adapt and evolve alongside it?
Those are big questions.
The choices you make today will determine your success in the ITO-powered world of tomorrow.
And that's a wrap on our ITO exploration. We hope this deep dive has given you valuable insights, sparked your curiosity, and left you feeling empowered to navigate this ever-evolving world of IT outsourcing. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead of the curve.